Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And one of the questions I get asked a lot is how many machines do I think will be left behind with the minimum requirements of Windows 11? So if you don't know, Windows 11 has minimum requirements that does effectively make a lot of older computers obsolete, if you want. It actually sets the bar at the 8th generation or later Intel CPUs. It sets the bar with TPM 2.0 security and secure boot. And of course, there's all the people going crazy with all of those minimum requirements. And if you look at the different forums of the Microsoft website, people are kind of mad. Now, I think there's a big part of the people that are mad for nothing, in the sense that either your PC is so old that unless you're mad because you can't get to Windows 11 when it arrives later this year, your PC still runs Windows 10 for the next 4 years, a little more than 4 years. That means that if your PC is 6, 7 years old, you now will have a PC that will be 10, 11, 12 years old. That's a age where usually a lot of people have already gone to something else. And if not, it'll be time anyways to go to something else, because there's a relativity thing here. A lot of people are like, well, my PC is running real fine and real fast. But that's because you're used to its speed with the technology you have. But when you have something newer, and I've actually lived through this year and last year, when I had my Core i5 machine, which was a high-end machine, a high-end gaming laptop that I had purchased, that was about 6 to 7 years old, that I, for the first time, about a year and a half, a little more than a year and a half from now, have moved on to something else, which was a newer gaming machine. That machine was fast. That machine was doing things at a speed that I found nice. I did see its limits because of what I do. I could see the limits of the machine. And when I changed to a gaming laptop that was modern, that's where I understood that that machine was actually slow. Because you don't notice it until you see a really fast machine, a really brand new machine, and you're like, whoa, okay, my old machine is really, really slow. So that is something that will arrive at some point. And so unless, the rant that you have against the minimum requirements is because you're sad not to move on to Windows 11 this year when it's ready, yeah, okay, maybe. But if you don't care and don't mind using Windows 10 for the next 4 years, you'll be moving on to something else anyways. So there's a relative, when people say, well, all of these machines won't be compatible. Well, all of these machines, a lot of them will anyways be, old machines, obsolete machines that people won't use when Windows 10 is officially retired in 2025. So we got to think about that. That's one part of the story here. The other part of the story is about the TPM chip secure boot. I think that is honestly a something that people are going crazy for nothing in the most part, because of the fact that the majority of people ranting at TPM 2.0 probably have it. This is implemented with a lot of processors, Intel and AMD. So the only thing when they see that they don't have it, is just because it's probably not activated, which is sad. And for the most part, you need to go into BIOS and turn it on. And it is true that there are a couple of motherboards that have it but don't have a switch for it, which is, personally, I find it dumb that manufacturers don't do that. It's a question of knowing, having somebody knowledgeable help you turn it on, basically. Where the biggest problem for older machines not running, in my sense, is not the TPM problem. It's really that the bar is set at the 8th generation or later. A lot of people don't understand why, because it runs. Yeah, it runs on older hardware, absolutely. The problem is more that if they implement some specific security features that use, for example, processor virtualization, a lot of the older processors don't have the features required to run that. That's one part. A lot of people have been talking about the famous Meltdown and Spectre flaws. They seem to have set the bar at processors that are after that flaw. That might be something, once again, related to security. Could they easily change this and still be okay? I guess they could probably change it in some way. But they need to set a bar. I've said it before, and they chose that. Will it be changed? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot of ranting, so it's possible that, yeah, they might actually be changing that. But overall, right now, I don't see that many machines that are going to be, unusable, because you still have Windows 10. And in 4 years, a little more than 4 years from now, when Windows 10 is retired, a lot of the people ranting that their machines are not compatible will have moved on to a new machine, or, like I've said, maybe something else. Because we're in an era where people that move on from a computer move on to something else, and that's much more what's going to happen. And it has nothing to do with the fact that Windows 11 requires a new PC or anything. It has something to do more with people's shifting interest, what they do and what they need to do, all the things they want. And that might not include a computer anymore. It might just be a tablet or, a phone, and it's enough. That is much more what's going to happen. And I don't think it has anything to do with any minimum requirements of Windows 11. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.